government-funded project, primarily addressing certain key areas like non-communicable diseases, mother and child care, HMIS, that is Health Management Information System, tribal health, and integrated biomedical waste management, and generally IEC activities to take the healthcare to all. I am very happy to listen to the MD Accenture Samuel's speech, which was actually taking the medical technology to the next level, reducing the human intervention, which is essentially the need of the hour, because in Tamil Nadu, like in any other state, we are facing an acute shortage of staff nurses and paramedics in general. Considering the ever-increasing load of outpatients and inpatients in the government institutions, the need of the hour is to increase the implementation of technological innovations which make the life of the medical personnel in the hospital easy. I am happy to hear about the medical staff nurses who are going to the villages with registers being the thing of the past. Happy to inform you, share with you that Tamil Nadu we have given laptops to the village health nurses who carry it and record the data. They have also been given data cards to transmit it to the head offices. We are also happy to inform that technology per se is not directly, what shall I say, since government does not have an R&D facility like Accenture or any other company, it is dependent upon the companies to come to government to implement their ideas and innovations. In that way, we are welcoming the companies to work with us on a PPP mode. For example, we have allowed in our health insurance scheme companies, or what shall I call, the agencies which are implementing new technology like ECP, which is actually a procedure to be done to heart patients who are not fit for heart surgery. So this is a procedure which is the latest one. It's not invented by us or developed by us. It is not available in the government institutions. That is, a patient is allowed to leave heart surgery. I mean, he has to undergo heart surgery, but he is not medically fit to undergo heart surgery. So the only option available is to think of a via media, which is ECP or EECP. So that we are permitting with the companies which are investing the whole money in it to put up the facility in a government institution. We are giving them the space, the electricity, and the other facilities in a hospital. They will invest the technology, put up the machine. They will not charge anything from the patient, nor we will pay anything to them. But the insurance company, since it is a empaneled procedure, one of the listed procedure, the insurance company will pay for us it is a United India Insurance Company. They will pay the company, which is Vaso Meditech company. They are paying the company, the UIC pay, United India Insurance Company pays the company. So this way, this is actually what I am trying to say is, government, being a bureaucrat, I can say that governments are willing to take any new technology, any new invention, any new advancement, so long as it is cost effective and reduces the manpower and improves the patient care. Every government, irrespective whether it is Tamil Nadu government or Assam government or any government will welcome. So this fact must be taken up by the industries, because it is a vast area. India is becoming a global health hub and offers a domestic market also, because it is almost becoming like a business. The domestic market is also too good. So the investment in healthcare innovations and inventions should increase, and every government will be willing to take. Actually, today evening, we will be, if time permits later, we will be making a presentation. Today, the Health Management Information System is a project which our Tamil Nadu Health System project is implementing, is one of the major innovations. That is, we have computerized all the government hospitals at the district headquarters level and the taluk level. So any patient who is coming to a hospital, government hospital, need not stand in the long queue to get the OP sheet manually written, which is not readable. So he will have to say out his name, which will be typed out, and a OP slip printed, computer printed, OP registered will be given, a unique number will be registered, generated in his name, and then he has to carry the slip only, where it will be written which doctor he has to see, which room he will be available. And if he takes that slip to the doctor will type in the PIN number of the patient, and the patient name, detail, etc. will come. Then he will speak to the patient and then start typing the input that he gives, and the prescription also he will type, depending on the disease. Then that prescription will not be given to the patient. There is no prescription. That will go to the pharmacy by intranet, and then the pharmacist, after seeing the doctor, the patient goes to the pharmacy, shows this OP slip, printed slip, and then seeing that, typing the number, the pharmacist will see the prescription of the doctor and then give the drugs. Next time the patient comes, he need not go to the OP registration. The old number is sufficient. He'll just go straight to the doctor, see the printed slip, seeing the PIN number, then the doctor straight away sees it. This is in crude. This is simplest way of explaining it. There is a lot more to it than the simple HMI's OPS management, outpatient system management. Lab technology, HR, equipment, vehicles, everything is totally computerized. The second level is computerizing the tertiary care institutions, that is the medical college institutions. So similar thing, entire departments, we are investing about 85 crores in the computerization of all the activities of the medical college hospitals. There are 20 government medical colleges in Tamil Nadu and 40 other institutions attached to it. And there are 264 government hospitals. Once these government hospitals, government medical college hospitals are computerized, any patient who is from Kanyakumari goes to Chennai Medical College Hospital for higher referral. He just has to show his small slip where his unique PIN number is there. You don't have to carry a big plastic bag with case details. So the entire scan report, ECG, X-ray, whatever diagnosis, case sheet, etc. If the doctor at the Chennai Cardio Center types in the PIN number, he will see the entire health record of the patient generated over the years. So this in sum is the steps taken by the governments at our level to make the life of the patient easy and create a good, valuable medical record available to the administration to make policy decisions. Apart from that, another problem with government department is there are umpteen number of departments. In my own department, health department, we are having 21 directorates. Starting from drug control to indigenous medicine to Directorate of Public Health to Director of Medical Education to Director of Medical Services, my project NRHM and State Health Transport Department, Tamil Nadu Medical Service Corporation, it is 21. So at a policy level, the Secretary to Government or the Minister or higher bureaucrat like us who want to collect data or see through the data, it is not at all relatable, they are not collatable, they are not aggregatable at all. And they are on different terms. So this problem of acting in silos was not allowing us to take a holistic view of things in the department. Therefore, we have created a State Health Data Resource Center. That is, which will integrate all the 21 departments which are functioning under the health department, and cross flow of information and collating and operating on a common platform so that policy decisions, for example, how many dengue deaths are taken place in the last week, then Director of Public Health will give, sir, in my department, as per my figures, it is 7. And then DMS, Director of Medical Services, sir, in the government hospital, it is 2. And we don't know how much in medical college hospital. Private hospital, no, sir, we don't have any information. This is the chaos that is prevailing in many states also. So this kind of data disintegration is not helping us in any way, even though medically advanced hospitals are there. So we are addressing this problem. Only yesterday, the pilot phase of 7 directors have been flagged off. I'm happy to announce that Accenture is the consultant which has developed the platform, which is developing, and they will be hand-holding with us till 2021. So these are all some of the innovative steps which are taken place. And as you can see, mostly what we are doing will be on the administrative fronts. From the medical point of view, the efforts need to come from the industry, effort needs to come from the medical fraternity, which the government will be happy to take. So this is the point which I would like to make. Any action which is intended to benefit the public cannot be delivered by government alone, as you all know, and cannot be delivered by private sector alone. The PPP mode is the current mantra. As long as the going is good, it will go. And one more point which I would like to make is this technology, I don't know how long it will take to the last man in the village to get these benefits, but till then, there needs to be certain fundamental points which needs to be addressed before the technology and innovations take their places in the hospitals and institutions. On the one side, we are talking of this plaster type of thing taking 5 readings. On the other side, we are having primary health centers not even having a BP apparatus. So this is the contrasting picture which India always presents in every seminar. This is always being pointed out. So this gap between absence of a BP apparatus in a primary health center and the most advanced plaster-based reading transmission technology, both being in India at a given point of time, this paradox should be broken, and there should be some levels of fundamental basic healthcare facility being available to all. And that should be the common goal. And to that extent, what we should do, where we are lacking, should be our turning point in our minds. Why things are not happening at the ground level? Where is it lacking? Few points that may answer that question would be the infrastructural issues on the HR front. Unlike any other area of development, say for example roads, bridges, electricity, other infrastructure, health infrastructure cannot be done over a short period of time or over a medium period of time, say for 5 years or 4 years. You cannot do it, because it is easy to build a hospital with 200 beds, but where will you find suddenly 40 specialists and 200 medical officers? And where will you find suddenly 1,000 nurses? What is the rate at which a state produces doctors, nurses and paramedics? What is the health institutions, what is the number of health educational institutions in that state, or for that matter in India? So while the dreams are big of providing healthcare, universal healthcare to all, addressing the HR issue relating to the healthcare is the core. Technology, I feel, may come second. Because even though the strip, I'm citing again and again the same example because nothing else comes to my mind now. Initially, some doctor must see that patient. Some nurse must paste that. Correct? So, that number should be there, basically. The government can allot budgets, make provisions for construction of medical colleges, medical hospitals, primary health center. But so long as this healthcare facility providing individuals are also not created adequately within the time, the gap will continue to happen. And that is where the role of private medical colleges emerged. And governments in the various states started encouraging private medical colleges, private nursing institutions, and private health technicians units, education units. And like in any other field like engineering, etc., it started producing substandard HR. And there were unregistered nursing institutes, unregistered this, unregistered that, not recognized. Even medical colleges were suddenly finding their courses derecognized. Second year institutions not recognized by Medical Council of India. They go to court, at least this year you permit. So this stress between the demand and supply of healthcare provision, whenever there is a demand, the market will try to supply it. And the market, when it cannot genuinely able to supply it, it will unscrupulously try to supply it. And that is why you have unrecognized institution trying to cheat the people and push it to the market where they can find no job because certificate is not valid. So these are the core issues which should really bother us, should really make us all think and find answers in a seminar like this. So I thank the organizers for suddenly putting me on the stage. So I hope I was making some sense to you. If there is any question that can be addressed and we can find some answers, I'll be happy. Thank you very much again.